You're watching the LaZeeZee Review Show, brought to you by LaZeeZee.
You are watching Sweetie Girl Production. Just like that. Snap, snap.
Hello, Ate YouTubelandia. Yay, I'm back. Okay. I don't know if I was going that long, but for me, I feel like I was. This episode is going to be about the hurricane. Kaboom, kablooey. How it tried to blow away New York, Manhattan, and coastal areas around there. New Jersey was hit, and just all over, right? All over the boroughs and shit, and even far after that too, right? Was you affected? I'm in Puerto Rico. I don't know if you know this, but I'm in Puerto Rico, and we were affected like this. You know, nothing big, nothing fierce, nothing major. We got hit, you know, like we always do, and then we got a couple of power outages, but we get that even if it drizzles out here a lot of times because it's an island. But talking to my mom on the phone, she let me know all the tragedies, how New York City was practically underwater, people was hit hard all over the place. She was like, oh, people are living in tents, this, that, and the third, and whatever, right? And I feel real bad for these communities, the power outages, you know, people I know are without lights. I always thought, you know, and I always knew this because this is true. Take away their lights and they go crazy, right? And that's humans. There was a Twilight Zone episode about aliens coming down, right? It's called Elm Street. I think it's called Elm Street. Where they fuck with the people on the block and the people go crazy and start blaming each other. And then the anarchy, right? And later at the end, the aliens are in outer space being like, you just fuck around with their little, you know, machines and shit. And then you just take away their electricity and watch them wild out and blame each other. Ha 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 ha, you know, because it was the aliens doing it. But meanwhile, they were thinking that each other was aliens. You did it, you did it, you did it, you know, like that, right? But whatever. I tell you that story to tell you this. I was shocked and amazed, right? That most people were like, you know, holding hands and kumbaya and helping each other out. I kind of was. I mean, it was tragic for a lot of people, you know, especially the power outages, people having to be without power. I think it's despicable the way some people are handling it, you know, the looters and the way they want to just snatch people's scorches, take their groceries, all that shit, and it's like, yuck, right, whatever. I mean, people really going to show their ass in times of, you know, devastation. But to me, the story that stood out the most, that went kind of viral on Facebook, was the one where the woman, she had the two little boys, and they got flown, boom, out of her arms, you know, down a couple of blocks or whatever, block or whatever, and she's knocking on this fool's door, and he would not open the door. He's like, no. And he let her kids fly away with the wind, right? Later, he was on the news talking about, oh, but I just did what I was told. Oh, so you was told to be, you know, a useless parasite. Because that's what a human is. When a human can't stick up for his fellow man or be helpful in any way, he's a parasite. He's parasitical. And that's it. I mean, that story really touches you. You know, it makes you emotional and angry and upset or whatever. If you have a heart and you know kids, I mean, you just like, damn, you're just going to leave these kids flying in the wind because you couldn't help anybody. You couldn't help the lady, right? I know a lot of people saying that he did that because she was black or whatever. I think he did that probably for those reasons too, but I'm pretty sure he would have did that to anybody. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure it was a bonus that she was black for him. I'm pretty sure it was a bonus, right? But he sounds like one of those scared loser people that just can't open the door for somebody because, you know, God forbid you had to help your fellow human. God forbid it, right? And I think that's disgusting when people can't, you know, help each other out, be there for each other. But then there's stories where people opening their doors for people, you know, giving them, come to my home, you know, being there for their neighbors. Like, supposedly one lady took in all her neighbors that was there that was without lights and shit and without power. She took them into her home. And I thought that was wonderful and brilliant and fantastic. And yay, right? Kudos to you. Coney Island was hit hard. You know, coastal areas were hit hard. I mean, just the whole beaches, beachfront property destroyed. People, like I said, are living in tents. And I asked my mom, was it true? Was New York City underwater? Because, I mean, they were showing pictures of, you know, train stations underwater. She was like, no, it was really, really bad. It really was. It was a devastating time, right? I said, well, you know, I knew that New York was about to feel something because I have, like, my spidey senses up, and I knew something was about to happen. I have to tell you a story. When the Twin Towers came down a few weeks before that, I had my spidey senses on that, too. It wasn't that itself, but it was just something was going to happen, and I felt it. I felt it prior to the situation. So when it happened, I was not surprised. Just like when this hurricane happened, I was not surprised. And I mean, if you keep your senses, you know, open, like if you're aware of your feelings, your intuition, you would have felt it too. I just had to make this video because I needed to ask my viewers, was you there? Did you feel it? What did you go through? You know, let me know, comment, you know, put that down there and let me know. Because I wasn't there for that. And thank you, you know, universe, because I'm so grateful that I wasn't there for that. It was pretty bad. My mother didn't lose her life, thank God. She had to relocate from the apartment she was because they fixed her building. So she had told me that it's really cold in the new apartment and it's dreadful, right? Dreadfully cold, whatever, right? And that she feels kind of ashamed to have to call 311 to complain, you know, being that all this devastation is happening. I was like, well, just call it, you know, and keep her the underwing until, you know, you get your heat on. I mean, if they have problems with you with that, they'll let you know. We got too many calls here, so stop bothering us, right? Whatever. But being that it's a bad time in NYC, she let me know that she's feeling, you know, some type of way about having to call them and bother them because, you know, her apartment's cold, and she's feeling really grateful that she just didn't have to deal with all the shit that everybody else is dealing with. And I hear that over and over again. Like, my friends on Facebook, they're constantly saying that they're so grateful and they're so grateful. And to see all these people being grateful for what they have versus what they don't have, that's brilliant. That's beautiful. So like I said earlier, if you was there and you experienced any of the devastation or you know anything, you know, let me know, comment. I wasn't there. I'm just grateful that nobody that I know had to deal with anything too fierce. I feel bad for the people that did. But the people that I do know, some of them, you know, had a little bit of the power problems. And, you know, it's that gas situation that I hear over and over on Facebook. People are having a hard time getting gas, I see. And it's just like, oh, wow, it looks like a war zone and shit. I mean, I just feel really bad about what happened to NYC. That's my home city, you know, that's where I'm from. And I just want to give a big old hugs and kisses to NYC, to the people out there that held their shit down, that helped each other out, that opened their doors to their neighbors and, you know, did what they could. And that's a beautiful thing. And I see people out there trying to donate blankets, and people, my mother says some of those people is without shoes, you know, they without their homes. And it's just like, it must be devastating to be without your home. But you got your body, you got your, you know, your 2 legs and your arms, you doing good, boo. You know what I'm saying? You there, right? You still alive, right? So this will be all right. This to me right now is reminiscent of the 30s, like the Great Depression, you know, the tent cities, you know. And it's kind of crazy, but Americans pulled through then, and they'll pull through again. They're New Yorkers, right? Whatever. You know, they prep to pull through because they've been told that since I was a kid. You a New Yorker, you strong, right? Boop, boop, boop. New York's gonna come up even better, right? Whatever. I don't know if the harp had anything to do with this devastation, this, you know, hurricane or whatever the fuck. New York ain't never experienced any of that type of shit in my whole lifetime, but it's kind of funny. It kind of really is, right? Whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if it was scientifically created in a lab somewhere and then poof, off to New York you go. Whatever, right? I'm just saying. But however it happened, it did, and New York felt, you know, the blow of that. Literally, it felt the blow, the boom, 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 and all that, and people was, you know, the little boys were just, you know, dragged out of their mother's arms, and it was just devastating. By the way, she must have been holding the babies against the wind. When you holding anything, if you ever happen to be in a hurricane situation, this is scientific. Don't go against the wind when you're holding something and you want to hold it, because if you do go against the wind, what happens is like a vacuum thing. It'll come out and knock whatever is in your hands. Actually, the best way to hold something. Try this at home. If you're about to light a cigarette or something, light it towards the fan, right? Put your hand over it and light it towards the fan. Don't turn around like that, giving your back to the fan, because the fan will keep blowing it out. Try it. This is science. It's just funny. It's just crazy. It's weird. But anyway, how could anybody know? But, I mean, she's knocking on doors. Let me in. She go, knock on this asshole's door. He don't let her in because, like I said, and I say it again, he is a parasitical human being. Shit worth is nothing. Boop, I said it, right? I'm just disgusted with that. I really am. I mean, that picture just, it breaks your heart. It really does. I mean, she's there, you know, and her kids are gone, and it's a funeral. It must be very devastating for the family. I mean, it's a senseless death, right? It didn't need to happen. That's what I'm saying. And when people don't do their part and they don't help, it just, you sit there and you go, damn, I don't know. I'm just disgusted with that. I had to say something about it, and there you go, and that's it, right? Well, like I said earlier, and I'm going to say it again and again, you know, let me know, comment, if you was there, whatever, what you went through, you know. Let LaZeeZee know. I care, right? That's it. So click like, And like I always say, rate, comment, subscribe, comment, right? And thanks for watching my show. Bye-bye. See you next time.